Hello everybody, how's it going? Today we're going over a little bit of Cenobite gameplay and just killer instincts in general. We're gonna have some interesting survivors today, just a bunch of randoms, and yeah, they're an interesting bunch. Also got a little bit of rat play, trying to find them, trying to figure out what we can do with them. Yeah, a couple of hiding spots that survivors kind of have half the time. So in general, we're just going to be going over some tips for killer, and then how to deal with survivors, looping around pallets, how to deal with shack, when to hook, especially with using Cenobite's power. Here we go. Cenobite's first power is being able to use his hooks to catch people. It's a projectile. It's pretty good to stop them. Second one is teleporting to people when they mess around with this puzzle box. It suggests teleporting farther away, because it will randomly place you farther away from the box and teleporting. Last but not least, when they don't solve the puzzle box, they have all the chasing chains. And occasionally survivors might enjoy the chains a little too much. And kind of stay there for a lot longer than necessary. They don't need to do this. But sometimes when they don't meet a pinhead for too long, they tend to do that. And other times with trying to deal with teleporting is when you should teleport. So I'm in the middle of a chase right here with Fang. I decide to let her go, so she's probably going to loop me around the building. And I go after Laura over here. Either way, I'm going to get it down. In this case, Laura did not defend herself properly by having a pallet between me and her when teleporting. Now, when you're doing a chase or just playing a game in general, be either side, you have to deal with a funny thing called lag. Yeah, occasionally it'll teleport you or a random survivor and you just kind of lose chase, which makes you lose quite a lot of time. In other cases, you might think that lag took the survivor. But in this particular case, the survivor just kind of went out of line of sight, stopped running. Oh, can see him there. I assumed he was going to be behind the pallet, but instead he was there. So that was kind of a lucky grab. The main thing here is making sure that you're going to be in the center. And I knew that she was up here because that gen kept on progressing without me knowing. Also, when you're up here in this particular map, there is a pallet nearby to help you defend. And sadly, this thing realized that you need to really learn about distance between you and your killer. And that being here the vault, but in other cases as we saw, also being a pallet. But because she didn't look behind her, she realized it took a shortcut and caught up with her anyway. Always look behind you. Pay attention. Oh, did you see it? Laura went to a locker. As a killer, you gotta make sure you always have your eyes open. And if you're trying to grab from the locker, to stay in the middle, because if you don't, you will slide across. Now, when you're dealing with pallets, sometimes if they don't pre-drop it, you want to try swinging through it, because when you swing as a killer, you end up going pretty far. Other perks can increase that distance, like Coop, for example. In other cases, when survivors start learning that you will swing across, well, they will start doing something called pre-dropping, which is when they drop the pallet. Laura over here learned that, and was able to perfectly time it where she could hit me with the pallet. In some cases, dropping it early allows you to kind of loop it around. She didn't stun me in this case. It could have got her some more time, but allows her to do a ring around a Rosie. And I'm not very good with turning tightly around corners. And this is Renato. He, in this entire match, was able to pretty much escape me in most cases. I probably should continue chasing him there. Yeah, he won a lot of mind games, a lot of loops. I ended up kind of avoiding him for most of the match here. He was particularly good at using them. Most times. And as I said, I avoided him because he was quite literally the one. He carried the match, he had the longest chases, did most of the gens. Kind of just decided to leave him be because I just could not catch up to him. And on terms of letting people go, sometimes they go because they're good, and sometimes let them go because they're just so bad. You want to make sure you don't end them right out of the gate immediately. You decide to do other stuff, such as finding a third type of player, the rat. So if someone's already dead, this person has been hiding, and I'm trying to find them the best I can. I don't know if you saw the clip before, but I saw them briefly down below. I'm trying to find them, and I cannot. So I have to wait till next time, till I get an order reading to figure out when I can get them. As you can see here, she's down there again, and I immediately go down to go find her. And in this case, there was two people hiding below. Both Laura and the Nancy. In this case, I do find Nancy. Alright, and this part is going to be towards the end of this match. At this point, saying Renato tell him, like, you know, you're not my target here. I'm trying to get rid of the other two. I could have chased him here, because Laura was hiding for quite a while in this. She did go get Nancy off in the basement and go save him, but at this point I'm worried that if I do try to hook Renato, the other two are not going to unhook him, because he is the last person to get the second stage. And in most cases I do try to get everyone on stage 2 before I start killing them. Fang was not expected to die that soon. I was trying to get her on second hook and have the other ones unhook him, but alas, the other two were quite literally rats. So I saw her ore, decided to go for her, and kind of get the job done. And there you have it, folks. That was that match. We got to dissect a little bit of killer gameplay, how to be dealing with shacks and pallets. Hopefully that was a little bit informative for you. I really enjoyed dissecting this. It was quite fun. I enjoyed it. I really enjoy doing these type of videos. It does take a while to get them done. I'm not sure if we'll be playing Pinhead again in a video, but I try to play Pinhead since this particular killer got taken off. You can't buy him anymore in the game, but I try my best to play him as best my abilities people can enjoy going against him, because you don't get to go against him that often. Yeah, that's the end of the video. Dissecting killer and player gameplay. Hopefully you enjoy. If you got any tips or any bits you liked in that, go ahead and put that in the comments. Until next time.